March 12th, 1928. Edison workers and innocent families were sound asleep with no warning that a flood was coming their way. 3 minutes to midnight, William Mulholland's St. Francis Dam, which he had doubled in size without reinforcing its base, burst, draining 54 miles from Saugus through surrounding cities to the Pacific Ocean. 2.5 years' worth of LA's drinking water was completely emptied in 5.5 hours, killing a confirmed 431 people in its path.
It caused the way that dams were built to have different standards. So the Hoover Dam, which was built subsequent to that, followed recommendations that came out of the breakage of that dam, and they still use those guidelines today.
While other cities affected by the tragedy have monuments set up to commemorate the lives lost from this event, 8 decades later, locals are asking, where's ours?
The citizens asked for this. We received thousands of letters from the citizens of Santa Clarita and around Santa Clarita asking for this. Historians, people that wrote books about it, everybody wants to know why this hasn't been memorialized in all these years.
The Santa Clarita Hiking Club and Santa Clarita Valley Historical Society went to D.C. and asked Buck McKeon as a legacy bill to get the legislation for a memorial into Congress.
And this would protect the area. It would transfer the property from the Angeles National Forest to the National Park Service. And we are hoping that they will build a memorial and a museum there and house all of the artifacts that we have.
While hundreds of cars drive by this very sign every day, not many of them know the history behind it or the tragedy that unfolded here that March 12th night in 1928.
You know, if you delve into the individual stories of this, it's just so tragic. You know, I mean, you talk about 431 people or more that died.
From Mr. Ruiz, who came home from being away and had to bury 8 members of his family killed that night, to 3.5-year-old Johnny Traxler, who wanted to be just like Santa Clarita's very own cowboy, William S. Hart. So much so that he was buried with his cowboy hat. Real people with real families still around today wanting to commemorate and looking for closure. For Cougar News, Felisa Cardenas.